With longtime Bakersfield, California Motorsports rider, and kind of a new twist to the Power Hour today. We are going Facebook Live for the first time, trying to make it a little easier for people to watch the show live or later on Facebook. That's where most of the Power Hour audience is located, is on Facebook. So trying to generate some more views gives those people a chance to find the show a bit easier. This is the first segment of the show. Basically, we break this down into 4 segments, kind of talk about national and some local stuff in the first segment, and then we have segments on Kern County Raceway Park, Bakersfield Speedway, and Auto Club Famoso Raceway. And I'd like to have somebody sit in with me for the first segment. And I've got Steve Hughes from Kern County Raceway Park. How you doing, Steve?
Why not? Bottom of the barrel, huh?
Top of the barrel this week.
Well, hey, I just want to welcome the Baco Motorsports Power Hour to 2015. Now that we're on Facebook Live, that's awesome. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's a great platform for the show. I think it's going to expand our audience and really get folks fired up about local motorsports.
And that's what we try to do here, kind of a collaboration between everybody to just promote motorsports in Kern County, where you've got a wide variety of it. So there we have a shot of Derek Thorne. We'll talk about him a little later on in the show. We like to talk about the Fast Trip. Fast Trip has sponsored the Motorsports All-Area team for the past 2 seasons. We'll have our 3rd annual All-Area Motorsports team coming out sometime in December. No date set yet. But last year, I think we had 60 drivers, so we've got probably...
I remember 2 double truck, big 2 full pages of it.
Double trucks of
nice
mugshots and a list of kind of their accomplishments, track championships, or how many races they won.
Who do you think the front runner is for Driver of the Year right now?
Well, I don't know. I've been so busy with weddings and in and out of this building all summer long. There's another one in Houston last weekend.
Oh, boy.
So I've got a couple of weeks to catch up, but... there's some people out there that are doing well.
Absolutely.
So we'll have to look and see. But, I think it's a little more wide open this year for Driver of the Year than it has been in the past couple of years.
I think you're right. I think it's going to be a much more tough decision than it has been in previous years.
Yeah, I'll probably have some complaints.
As always.
Welcome to my world.
As always, right?
So,
as always.
Anyway, look forward to that. NASCAR race this weekend.
Yeah.
They always race, most of the time.
From Loudon, New Hampshire.
Loudon, New Hampshire. I was in an airport on an airplane, so I didn't see any of this race. I see Kevin Harvick ran it up front for a little bit, or near the front in New Hampshire. I know that they had issues with the track because I saw a tweet about it being stopped to repair damage.
Yeah, they had a hole there that kind of developed, I believe, on Friday. They repaired it, and then it opened back up again on Sunday's race. But I want to talk about the sticky stuff they put on the racetrack.
Like the new PJ1 or whatever is VHT, traction compound that's been used at drag strips for years.
Forever.
But real quick, as we've shown a slide here, Denny Hamlin, first win this year for Joe Gibbs Racing.
Almost a year for JGR, and they broke that losing streak.
Yeah.
So
hold on there. And so what about the sticky stuff? I know they put it on before the Xfinity race, and then they put it on some more.
And it was practice, and they had it on there in qualifying, and then happy hour, and they were kind of reapplying it, and then it would wear off, and they'd put some more on there. But what was crazy is the middle of the racetrack, the racing line or that groove, nothing there, but then lower and higher, they put pretty good strips of that stuff on there. And
did it work? Did it make it more passing?
I mean, I'm just glad they tried it.
They tried it. Well, you got a bunch of cars with a ton of downforce.
Right.
Then you had sticky stuff, which gives you more downforce too.
Not a ton of downforce on those Cup cars. Yeah.
They still.
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't much of a rear spoiler on that.
It's hard to pass, though.
Yeah, it certainly
is. Those front ends are glued to the racetrack.
Yes, they are. I mean, there were guys on the apron, up high. I mean, they were everywhere.
Yeah,
so they did make it pretty exciting.
They still have plenty of downforce.
Yeah, they do.
If they didn't, they'd be like that.
Hey, I'm just glad the track tried it. Trying to get something different going on. Maybe a 2, 3, 4 wide racing, which we did see.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't end up too well, but Denny Hamlin gets the win.
He gets the win. And I think Kevin Harvick finished 5th. We've got that slide.
Yep.
And then we have the points. But the points, first off, got to follow Twitter sometimes. This is a quote from Kevin's son, Keelan, through his wife, Delana. I don't think Pops is going to win. You can see you can't win if people are passing you. Doesn't he know this? From the mouth of babes.
Absolutely.
And that's what I think Hamlin passed him for fifth fifth place. No, it was actually Larson had passed him.
Right,
there.
42
So,
slides
42
by.
slides
Yeah.
by. But pretty funny there from the mouth of babes. So.
Certainly, and unbelievable. Martin Truex, he's just the stage king, and of course he's got 3 wins this year, and that puts him.
Which makes him the true points leader.
Yeah.
After that, go figure, because I can't seem to find the true championship points everywhere. I know they do it on TV once in a while, and they'll show you what the true points are.
Right.
Hint to NASCAR, put up the damn true points. This stuff is ridiculous. You don't have to have a mathematic degree to figure out who the hell the top 12 are in points, and right now, you cannot do it.
Mike Griffith, really good at English. Terrible. I mean, completely sucks at math. So
yeah,
he's
sucks
not,
at math, and I'm not going to go through 20 drivers and add up stuff and figure it out. Just do it. You've got this convoluted
You hear that,
system.
NASCAR? Hey,
Please.
let's not forget, Keelan was under a lot of pressure. I mean, he announced that Delaney and Kevin are having a new baby coming
That's
up
right.
here soon, so he's going to be a big brother.
That's right.
Yeah, I think
So
they
there
should
you
give
go.
him his own Twitter account.
He should probably have his own podcast.
He should, absolutely.
Kevin
Happy
does.
hour, shush. That's
Shush.
yeah.
The heck with that. And I understand, I have not listened to the podcast, but Kevin had Rick Mears on.
Oh, that's
the
awesome.
Happy Hour podcast
Awesome.
yesterday, and shared a signed autograph from Rick from early in the Indy careers that
That's
Kevin
cool.
called one of his most treasured autographs. Yeah. So they also had an Xfinity race, and there's a familiar person in victory lane at
His
Xfinity.
his 89th win
for
in
Mr.
the Xfinity
Kyle
series.
Busch, who says that he's going to quit after he gets 100 wins.
That's great news. So just 11 more races. Cool.
Yeah. There you go. Have fun. Ryan Reed finished 14th, which is better than the last 2 races where
Yes.
crashes, mechanical issues sent him back into 30th. So Elliott Sadler, he is a points leader. And if you're leading the regular series points, you get bonus points at the end of the regular season
Before the
too.
playoffs,
And I
yes.
think the bonus points are more than enough to keep him ahead of William Byron, who is the leader in the bonus points.
Still a lot of racing to go, though.
Still a lot of
And,
racing to go, a lot of
yeah.
wins for Kyle Busch, and a lot of top 5s for Cup drivers.
Right.
And then we'll get down to the Xfinity Series chase.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
I'm excited about the playoffs this year.
Oh, yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I think the whole new point system is good. I just wish you could see the points as they stand now, what I call the playoff points.
Mm-hmm.
Figure that out. Here's
Wait
the
a minute.
happy
Wait a minute.
camper.
An American wins in the IndyCar series in
Yeah, look at
Canada.
that. In Canada. in
That's
Toronto,
awesome.
Which
That's
is
awesome.
just across the river.
Yeah.
Just
I
across.
watched this one.
Did you?
Yeah, I was intrigued.
Joseph Newgarden. So that was he led 58 laps, I think, that race. So
That race got a little rough, man.
streets
They're-
of Toronto,
Yeah.
a little beating and banging.
Absolutely. And
So Will Power at 0 laps.
yeah, on the initial start, made contact and went into the wall slightly. But I mean,
Pretty much takes him out of the
Yeah.
points. He dropped way down, so
Yeah, he
he's
certainly
probably done out of the points. Scott Dixon's the point leader. And in England, we had the British Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton won that, and now he's just 1 point behind.
So the plot thickens.
The plot thickens. Ferrari's shredded a few tires there. Great. So we've got that. And then we've got,
Hey.
here is, I think this is from Dick Shepard's cell phone. I was sitting in the Houston airport, and I was catching up on stuff. Actually on the plane, on the tarmac, loaded,
Yeah.
and I saw that Buddy had won on Saturday night. So I sent Dick a text and say, hey, good deal. And he sent this picture, and that was the
It's the move of the race
that's the
right
move of
there.
the race where Buddy in the 15 car that's normally driven by Lance Wilson
Yep.
went low around the slower car of 12. Carlos Vieira in the 51 was leading. You can see Derek Thorne in the 43 right there. This is going into turn 4. Shepard came out with the lead, went back up high, which was the preferred line, and led I think this is lap 70. He led the rest of the way for his first Spears Southwest Tour win.
Yeah,
So
it
good
was
for Buddy.
pretty amazing. What we're seeing here is this great battle, this 3-car battle for the lead between Thorne, Shepard, and Vieira. And Vieira chose the outside on this lapped car. Buddy dove to the inside. Larry Collins actually talked to Buddy and said, hey, what were you thinking there? That could have been a disastrous move. And he says, I just thought to myself, what would I do in my late model? I'd pull to the inside and try to outrun the guy on the outside. Vieira going into 3 probably gets some of those marbles up on his tires on the 51 car. Going into 2, car goes right to the fence and his night is done. Shortly after that, Derek Thorne had a flat tire.
He was running second,
Yep.
90 laps in.
Yep.
Derek Thorne set fast time.
Yeah,
just
again.
0.04 ahead of Buddy. And we got to say that the 15 car normally driven by Lance Wilson. Nick Stevenson owns that car, and Lance couldn't drive. I think he had to work on Saturday.
Well, they have
night.
2 cars.
They
So
have two
their
cars.
plan was to have the 15S, which is what we're seeing here in the photo, and the 15W, which Lance drives. Lance had to stay home and work. Buddy got to pilot that Wilson's Racing, Wilson's Industrial Pump sponsored machine, and got the win.
It worked out for everybody.
Yeah, an exciting race. I was getting my updates from Brent Brown via text while watching Race Monitor at home. So, yeah, it was pretty cool.
I was later in Houston. I was probably in a bar.
Oh, well, good for you.
Or probably asleep by the time the race started. That was a wedding night. So,
Oh, boy.
so there it is. There's Buddy in Victory Lane there, and yeah, the family car hasn't been too quick on the Southwest Tour. They've had trouble getting that thing really dialed in, and so they took the opportunity to drive this car, and a good deal for them.
Yeah,
By the way,
hope they learn some stuff about,
four races on the Southwest Tour, 4 different winners so
Yeah,
far.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just not even quite halfway. That's 4 out of 10 races.
Yep.
So not quite halfway. Kind of a slow start. And that series comes back, I think, October 28th
To Kern County
for
Raceway.
the next to last race,
Yeah.
or
The penultimate race.
There you go.
That's right. And before they head to Vegas for their season finale. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Bobby Hodges still holding the points lead. He was going to make a huge jump on Derek Thorne after Thorne had his tire problems there on lap 90. But just a few laps later, Bobby Hodges nosed it into the wall, and he finished 1 position ahead of Thorne. So the points are staying very, very
they're
tight.
close.
in
I
the
think
Spears
Thorne's
Southwest
just
Tour.
down by about 30 points somewhere in that neighborhood. And so that's easily made up in 6 races, which is left. So anyway, one quick note, NHRA, they start their Western Swing. So they'll head to Denver this week, and then they'll
Mile
come
High
out to
Nationals,
Mile High Nationals, where the air is thin.
Yes.
And they'll end up in Sonoma, then they go up to the state of Washington for their
Awesome.
Western Swing. So
That's great.
anyway, that's coming up. We'll be back in just a moment with the Kern County Raceway segment of the Power Hour, so we can talk dirt tracking with Steve Hughes.